Today is July 9th, and on this day in 1982, Disney's Tron made its theatrical debut. Once upon a time, the worst thing you could ever say to a movie was that it looked just like some sort of video game. And the worst thing you could say to a video game was that it was just a glorified movie. These days, though, the line between video games and movies is so thin that the difference often comes down to whether or not you need to hold a controller to enjoy it. Bad acting, excessive computer graphic effects, ludicrous plots, these things plague both films and games. Back in 1982, though, video games and Hollywood collided in a more meaningful way thanks to a Steve Lisberger-directed Disney film called Tron. This movie is like a video game wasn't an insult to Tron, it was the entire point. In a lot of ways, Tron was a descendant of Disney's live-action cartoon hybrid projects like Pete's Dragon and Song of the South. But it was different, too. Rather than try and paste cartoon characters into the same frame as human actors, it instead placed its actors into an imaginary world meant to look like a fanciful rendition of the inside of a computer. With sets designed by legendary French artist Mébius, Tron's surreal universe allowed Disney's animators to place computer-generated characters alongside actual actors like Jeff Bridges and Bruce Boxleitner, an effect helped in part by the strange, half-animated circuit board costumes everyone wore. While the plot basically amounted to Star Wars inside a PC, it was a landmark of animation and demonstrated a surprisingly savvy, albeit loosely interpreted grasp of real-world computing concepts. It resonated enough with a generation of young computer nerds that it even saw a sequel years later in the form of Tron Legacy. And needless to say, it inspired some fantastic video games too. While Disney recently put the kibosh on plans for a third entry in the series, kind of doesn't matter. Tron worked best as a standalone film, a pioneering marriage between silver screen and VGA monitor. For US Gamer, I'm Jeremy Parrish. Please join us again tomorrow for another day in video game history.